7:02. We're calling the meeting of the Agricultural Commission to order. Anyone interested in making a recording of this, please inform the chair at this time. And I'm going to ask everyone to introduce themselves, please, for tonight. Start with Rui, please.
Rui Santos.
Christine Navamolfer. Missy Bateman.
Bruce Mulford. John Mathias. John Webble.
Debbie Muller.
Jean Landis Norman. Karen, you want to introduce yourself? Unmute you. You have to unmute. Karen's online.
Well, Karen's remote.
Pretended.
I know. I know.
She's actually in the other room.
Did that work?
They
Yes.
did.
Here I am.
Okay, thanks, Karen.
How you feeling?
Awful.
Uh.
There seems to be an issue with the rod in my femur,
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
lovely.
which is why I'm not there.
Oh,
But that's still up to debate.
God. Oh, I hope you feel better. I don't know what to say.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be fine.
Good.
I wish I was as tough as you, Karen.
You just don't hear me scream. So what's been going on that I've been missing?
Not a
Not
lot.
much.
Well, we're going to try to approve them, the minutes from November 21st. Anybody want to make a motion? Has everybody had a chance to look at them?
And
What I told you this morning.
You're okay.
Okay. Then I make a motion that we accept the minutes. The last meeting which was in November.
I second.
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
I need a
Abstained.
second. You need a second.
You got it, John did.
Okay, and you need a
Lindsay
voice,
is
a voice vote because we have,
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
no, one by one.
Oh,
You have to do.
all in favor?
Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Missy, I.
I
Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, and we've talked about this a little bit in the past. We need to recruit some new members, preferably.
I did it. I did.
Didn't realize this was gonna happen, did you guys? But I mean, thanks for coming. I mean, it really helps. Next item is.
Wait a minute. We've just got John here on probation. He's just checking up that.
Right.
So
Well, we don't want to,
don't you want to put the squeeze in?
not tonight.
Not
No, we're
tonight,
gonna
okay. Maybe over a beer.
be up the shop. You better go do this. I'm not going anywhere. All right, agricultural programs for next year. We've touched on this briefly in the past, and it would be really nice if we could get those fellows from Duxbury to talk about permaculture. Jean?
Or the other woman that was at the ag fair, her specialty is the
that's right.
permaculture, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm remiss in not setting her up for a meeting, but I can contact her. December was a wash.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's busy for everybody, so
no,
yes, please.
sick as a dog.
Mm.
You know, so let me see if I can get her set up for next month.
Okay,
What again is permaculture? I'm sorry for being.
They
dumb.
don't cultivate, they just insert the seed right in the surface of the.
Oh, that's right.
It's really interesting.
Huh.
There's a book that they recommended, Dirt to Soil,
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't done. But it's just, it's really interesting stuff.
Wow.
So do you go over the machines and make indention or hole or whatever?
Honestly, I don't know the mechanics.
I'm
of
not
it
that
all.
far,
Yeah,
yeah.
all I know is that instead of doing your usual plowing and harrowing and all of that,
Mhm.
don't do any of that. Disturb as little of. Yeah, but there must be a method
There is,
to
there's
insert the seeding.
machines, yeah,
to do the
Yeah.
seeding,
yeah.
you know, and it's gonna be like your cedar because it's not broken. So it's gotta be a tougher cedar.
And there's rotations that you have to do.
You wouldn't do that.
Anyway, yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
always
really
rotated.
interesting stuff.
So I'll see if she can come in February.
Yeah, that'd be an idea.
And the
Schedule
other
this
thing
out.
I had talked about
See
was
about the
trying to get
Council on Aging.
someone to do a presentation for beginning gardeners. I had reached out to someone at the Gardening Federation and they never got to me. So I will follow up and see if there's some, they have a lot of different speakers that you can hire
Okay,
and see if I can, someone.
Yeah,
on
that'd be a
beginning
good one.
gardening.
Where's that on?
It's a national and a state.
Rui, anybody at the high school who might be able to do?
I don't know. I'm going there tomorrow, so.
Yeah, we can just see if this,
If you get that fee about permaculture that you're talking about, are you, is your thought process to have her come here and talk about it a little to see if you guys want to do something bigger?
Yeah, see, it would be a risk to a wider audience. Because I'm not sure, I don't know as much about it as I'd like to know,
No, neither do
but I don't know if it would have widespread appeal
Right,
in Kingston.
Yeah.
We're not all that much into agriculture, so, especially planting like that.
yeah.
We don't
And if
really
it
have
be
farms like
scaled
that.
down,
Yeah, but I thought it would be helpful to at least that process.
yeah. I
But
think so.
again, it's kind of a test run to see if we think it might be a program we want to offer. I just don't think we have the audience.
anybody got any suggestions? Anybody else want to?
You talked about having a lease.
Yeah, she was pretty enthusiastic there. I could reach out to Elise and see if she'd do something about flowers.
So everybody knows. Yeah, it's probably. She now has, well, she's got property at your dad's place. She's got property over in Boston. She's got huge beds over there. At the end of the season, she had opened it up and anybody could go and cut their own, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So she's got a lot of acreage under cultivation. Just talking what she's got going would be amazing.
She'd be interesting.
She is. She's done presentations for the garden club. And I think she's done presentations for.
Did she do it? To show how to put together?
She did. I
I saw
Yeah,
some.
worked for Winston Flores
Mhm.
years. So she's not only growing them, but she knows how to arrange. She's beautiful.
What the heck's going on with
It's
this
just,
one?
it's like doubling.
All right,
Are they
check.
too close together?
I think it's just, yeah, maybe. I just turned this.
Okay. Or I could turn one off. I'm sure one is
Yeah,
enough.
unless it's on Karen's end.
Right, anybody thoughts or suggestions? Programs that might be viable?
And you want to explain how
Yeah.
much money we have and all that?
You know what? I left my big notebook. We have like $700, I think.
We do.
Uh,
Each year we apply for $1,000 from the town, and I did send an email off to Keith saying we'd like our budget to remain. Last year cut it back to 250 without contacting us. So I did send an email informing him that we would like to retain 1,000. And then we can do that for programs. And we've been keeping it 1,000 just in case of expenses for the ag fair.
Mhm.
This year we used signage and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Got to get on my soapbox for a second. This is what bugs me as far as budgets go. And you know that because of not being a board. At the end of the fiscal year, everybody wants to spend the rest of their budget because they're afraid of being cut. That's nonsensical. It doesn't
Right.
make sense because
Right.
everything escalates every year.
Waste.
So why don't we figure out, encourage departments to stay within budget with the guarantee that the budget isn't gonna go. And have, figure out a way to encourage them to come in under budget. And I don't know, maybe there's a cap if you do. But this isn't sustainable to keep spending every year and then ask for a 5 or 6, 7% increase every year.
Not gonna happen this year.
Wait, it's getting expensive to
You know,
live in
John,
Kingston.
there's openings
Yeah.
on the finance committee.
When is the, one of the budget, when is?
Yeah.
The budgets, the requests were due in November, early December.
Will
So,
be the first budget at the next selectmen's meeting.
yeah. So the
So
FinCom's
it's
already
already-
looking at them. Yeah.
So do you know if your request was?
I haven't seen what
I haven't
Keith
seen
has
it.
sent out.
I haven't seen it yet. So
Yeah.
I'll make sure and look.
Keith usually. Mm,
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that must be,
I can try this one down. Make sure she can still hear. Um,
Alrighty, you heard my little rant.
I don't
Sure.
disagree.
No, anybody with any comment wouldn't disagree.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yes, therein lies the problem.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna have a nice short swim tonight, I hope. Deb?
I actually,
I'm sorry, John, there's our.
Oh,
budget.
okay, that might-
Yeah, I got it.
I do have a couple of things. I want to let you know that on December 10th, Kingston hosted the Massachusetts Division of Animal Health Inspector meeting at the center. And it went really well again this year. The state veterinarian talked a little bit about avian influenza and the jump that it's made to cows and cows. Well, there were a lot of dead cats on the property, and that was one of the indicators. But she did say, which was nice to hear, I believe it- and they move a lot of cattle from state to state. Massachusetts in general, actually the New England states don't import milking. And she said, we're just really lucky that way. We don't do a lot of it. And so until I mean, that was in December, she said we didn't have any that she knew of that were coming in from other places, that New England milking cows would just stayed here. And she also said, which was nice, that they did a lot of testing with the milk and the milk that is homogenized and pasteurized, it is not transparent to people to eat, drink. But they do, I guess there's a movement, there's a aware that people want that isn't. And she said that,
Thanks, Jean.
given the anatomy of a cow, if you think about it, that she said is really, really dangerous, and she thinks putting a lot of people in risk because the avian influenza does go into the milk before it's pasteurized. So anyway, but it was kind of good news for us in Massachusetts. And it was a great meeting. It almost always is to hear. They have some really good speakers and it's really interesting stuff. Rabies, which I didn't know. I mean, I know we still have it, of course. We don't have dog rabies anymore. We have raccoon rabies. And we actually had 2 litters of kittens last year that were positive.
Oh, really? And where did they get that?
Well, so they must have gone to a veterinarian and had to have been an exposure for them to test. And so when they tested the kitten, they tested one, then the owners chose to just put the rest of it in. Both of those litters they were strays. They weren't, you know, they were either picked up by a hunter or somebody found them or
Mhm.
something. It wasn't that they were in, that they had started in someone's home. So that was the news of that. I completed the 36 properties this year, so that is all done. The barn book was sent in to the Division of Animal Health, and I counted 967 barn animals. If you're interested, I'm not gonna go through it, but here are the numbers. No, it's, so 2023 was 986. It was an increase in properties, but within 20, and most of the numbers for the different kinds of animals are really similar. There it is, if you're interested in the chickens and chickens and horses, and the numbers are there.
76 horses and 40 of them are at my place.
Yes.
Jeez. Has anybody else seen that?
Yeah, so that's 23 and 24.
I'm surprised there aren't more chickens.
There probably
Yeah,
are,
look at.
but
Yeah, how do you know who has chickens?
I actually got my list. I think I got some, maybe from Ray Russo. Ray used to do was the inspector.
Okay, so people who.
But
have-
you can't share the list with anybody in town. The list only goes to the state.
But if somebody decides they want to have a flock
Yeah.
in their backyard, they
Yeah.
don't have to register
No trick.
anywhere,
No.
they don't have to let anybody know.
No.
So you could have quite a few more small flocks in town and not really know.
Unless I'm in people's backyards, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then if you discover it, then.
I just usually knock on the door and give them the information
Okay.
on what the program is about and why it's there, and
Included.
because I have to have permission to enter.
Sure. Included in that then is information on the bird flu.
I give out like packets, like poultry packets, and you know, it has your keeping of animals in there, just general information when I'm introducing this.
Okay.
And so that was the other thing. I've developed an email list from doing this, and I've made a barn book email group. I did tell people that I wouldn't, you know, pound them with emails. Everybody seems to get too many, but, and I can't, and I don't want to share it either, because I know people don't necessarily want to share, but I could send out a general to the group. I could blind copy the group and send it to
Right.
myself.
Right.
So if the Ag Commission wanted something to get out there that way, then I can do that now, because I've developed that list. And I was wondering if you, oh, that was the other thing. I looked on the town website, and you know, there isn't under volunteer opportunities, this isn't on there.
We don't have any openings.
Oh,
We don't have any openings. The only opening would be if Barry resigns.
and the other gal that was
But
here?
what about volunteers though? If people just wanted to come, this is an open
But what
meeting,
about
right?
the- Yeah.
We should open meeting.
Yeah, so if somebody wanted to come open up, I mean, come to the meetings and be a volunteer to help, that's fine, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just, I think you were talking about
was
the
talking about-
vacancies on committees.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and that, but that gal that was here for a while that had problems with her pregnancy, wasn't
Right.
that a position?
That was.
She was an
three-
associate, I
She
think.
was an associate. So Missy's an associate, I'm an associate, and Beth is an associate. That's why we can't vote.
Okay.
There's just 5 active members who can vote on anything,
Yeah, the
but then there's
requirement-
3 associates.
and the requirement there is you have to be actively engaged in farming. on
To be
commercial
an
scale.
active, yeah, to be a voting member.
Oh. Which there's not a lot of.
Right.
Right, you
No.
got a limited field. Yeah.
But do keep that in mind, because now I have that ability if you want some.
Okay, so that's 36 emails that would reach.
I think
people.
I have close to that. I might not have every single one, but I have close to them.
Gene, do you have any of that information? Rui's got some great stuff on the avian influenza, don't you?
No, I had some last year.
Most of what we
All I have is the information that I've gleaned off the computer and talking to people like Ventura and Morrison's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of what we had is our webpage. And we've got the link to the state
state,
information.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we've posted it a few times and there's a permanent link on our webpage.
Well, I was thinking, but I think I'll wait. I think people tend to buy their birds and,
In the
and,
spring.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was thinking maybe I would wait and then post the, send out the free testing and the blurb from, it's probably, it's a CMR that if you're buying or selling chicks or hatching eggs, whatever, then it should have this test, and then there's the free testing as well.
Mhm.
So I thought I could kind of make a, or combine it, or just copy it off the website and send that out, but I think right now is probably not the time for people to, no, okay.
They start to order chicks with February, I haven't
Yeah,
ordered chicks in a while.
February.
February and then.
Most deliveries
and
come
then
in March.
March.
Okay, so,
Oh, so
Yeah.
February is time.
yeah.
Oh,
Figure it's gonna take you 20 weeks for them to get to the point where they're laying sizable eggs.
Right, but they
So-
could become infected the whole time you've got them, right?
Oh, yeah.
The chicks,
can
which is
become
really what we're
infected.
talking about, is
Well,
getting,
then they
Or they
come
tested.
from the hatcheries, a statement on the box that says they've been inspected.
yeah, and they come with that, which I also have a copy of now. I'll say N9, and that's not right, but there's a number on the form that certifies that they should be coming with, so I thought, and I've got a copy of that from the state, so I can put that in the email, that people should be either receiving it or asking for it.
Okay. The ones you get from Marietta, those all have them.
Yeah, right on the crate, there's a stamp that's inspected by, what they're doing is inspecting the file.
Right, they haven't had a lot of, bird kills lately either, which has been good.
Again,
Pennsylvania,
Oh, okay.
again, it's in the Midwest.
Mm.
Most likely.
yeah, I think Pennsylvania's got it under control right now.
Trying to find that thing that I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Where does
Yeah,
Morrison
if you
get
let
their
me
chick?
know,
Morrison's.
I'll
I don't
follow up
know.
with that.
Yeah, I'm just doing a quick look
Hmm.
to see.
I know they
I'm
probably
pretty sure it
use
was
the same
Roseberry.
Hatchery.
And I was trying to figure out
Right.
where
I don't
Roseberry.
have a
was.
Roseberry. And I don't go on Facebook, so.
You don't know
Yeah,
what
I have
you're
no
missing.
idea.
Yes, I do.
I agree, Deb.
have
I
no
did it
idea
once
what
for a couple of
chickens
months,
are like.
no way.
Let me look at their page.
I don't have the time.
Nice people, but they don't have a lot.
I agree.
N3, 9-3, that's the form. You need a 9-3. So. That's it for me.
Thanks, Deb. Roll right along. Anybody have any other comments agriculturally related?
I do.
Okay.
I found amazing chicken breasts.
Ah,
Did you know they can run at 9 miles per hour?
Oh.
They have dreams when they're asleep. They can say salt but not sweet. They make friends and grieve. They
Mhm.
see more colors than humans.
where did you get that?
I don't
How do
know.
they know they see more?
I was just
Yes.
gonna say, how would they know that?
Yeah, in the wild,
A
they
Pavlov
make babies
test.
in the sun and they cannot sweat. That's why they get so overheated.
Mhm.
All right, there's also an article in, I'm guessing the Washington Post about climate change, depleting plant nutrition, which I thought was rather interesting, and the impact it's having on livestock feed. So that cattle who rely on, basic grass and that sort of thing are not getting as much nutrient as they used to get, which means they need to have either supplements or eat more, which is going to cost the farmer more to do that. So I thought that was interesting. I did submit our annual report for the town's annual report book. before I sent it in. Just tells them all the wonderful things we're doing here. in the info. Kathy Lenatra posted about the farm support grants that were given out in her district. One was to the Beer Money Oyster Company in Plymouth. Are you familiar with them? They got 11,000. Teetlebug Farm in Middleborough got 5,600. And it's this Tiny Wood Cranberry Company in Plymouth got 125,000.
Oh,
Yeah, so there were some
That's
grants.
Out of line.
Hmm?
What are these grants for?
They're for agricultural food safety improvement program.
what was the last one, 125?
That was Piney Wood Cranberry Company in Plymouth. You'd have to look up
Yeah.
to see
You know them?
exactly what
Yeah,
they.
right past Selters Marsh, Master.
Oh,
Peter Beaton.
What's the title of that grant?
It is agriculture food safety improvement
Thank
program.
Mhm.
And after the last
Food
ag
safety.
fair,
A big fence.
I heard from one of our tire vendors that she did not participate because of all the paperwork and the cost to attend.
One disclosed.
I didn't realize that there was any of that. So John and I met with Joe Kasna and our new health agent to find out just what our vendors are supposed to be doing. And, you know, paperwork that they have to complete, the checklist of all the things that they have to have either where the food is prepared or where they're selling it. And I took exception with the fee. It was like $70 for one day for 3 hours. And I said for the farmers market, it's $30. And we're using some of the same vendors. So I said, why would theirs be $30 for a whole day? Ours is 70 for 3 hours. So I sat in on their meeting Monday night to see, they had listed that they were going to be discussing the fees. And I reminded them of that conversation. There was no vote. There were no firm proposals, just general discussion and the fact that they were reporting some of their forms, because she pointed out to me that the forms needed, you know, some of the things weren't required depending on what type of vendor they were. So they're in the process of updating all of this, but I just want to make you aware that there are some requirements that we haven't been, because we didn't know, we didn't tell our vendors.
So let me ask you this, if we move forward to relocate the fair to my farm, do they even need to do that if it's on my property?
I have to find that out.
Okay.
The first thing I have to find out is, can we hold it on private property? And if
Okay.
so, is our insurance through the town cover it, our liability there? And
Then
what
I
liability
have
you would have to
yeah.
prove. So there's some steps we have to go
Okay.
through. You know, I very much love to accept your offer, but we have to go through
Yeah.
some steps to be sure
Yep,
that we don't get ourselves into any hot water here,
yep,
or you,
yep,
you know.
Yep.
Want to protect both.
yep.
But I will continue to follow up on this to see
Who
what's
is,
required.
who is this agency, they?
The
Board
Board
of
of Health,
Board
Board of Health and the health agent.
Can I see that phone? please? Sorry.
Yeah, now, keep in mind that some of these are gonna be.
Now, who are the members? Because some of them have changed.
Mrs. you know, could the town buy
The
a
elected
one day
members are
rider for the
Joe
policy to go
Casno,
offsite?
That's
Bill
what I'm
Cabal,
thinking.
Dennis
right?
Randall,
Like a liability
Heidi
insurance.
Whipple,
Yeah,
and
just
whatnot.
like a
And,
one day call for.
Sheila,
protect-
Sheila,
Right.
yeah,
that brought us
Nottingham Drive.
the chicken issue.
Yeah.
She's on there now. So those are the 5 members, and then the health agent is Joyce.
Mhm.
So I'm just letting you know that there's probably gonna have to be a few things changed for our ag fair, but I'm really gonna have to do some homework to make sure that we can do what you're asking.
Okay.
And you don't want it at the Breeze Beach.
There's no
No.
parking. We had 300 to 400 people. So
And it's like for a 3-hour event, so they
it's
all
just a
come and
3 hour,
they stay.
pretty much, I
Yeah,
mean,
and it's not
people do
booked.
come and go, but
Got it.
you need the parking that you've got here behind the townhouse with the council on aging and the highway
Yeah.
barn to really make it work. Hmm?
As I recall, that's.
Yeah.
The parking lot was pretty full.
It is, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, until you get
Only
300
300.
cars. I don't know
Yeah.
what this capacity is here right now. And I've
Right.
also told Don, this is the last year that I'm going to run the fair. So I'm looking for an apprentice to work with me. It's not a lot. It's more the couple weeks.
It's
right
a lot.
before.
It's a lot.
Any event is a lot. I understand that.
And that's why we're trying to recruit younger members. Not as old as me.
He's younger than me.
Not as old as.
I think it just covers their costs of doing the reviews. I don't know, Rui, you'd have to,
I mean, if they get you $30 from everyone who goes to the farmer's market.
from the vendors.
Is that in each
Yeah.
event?
I think it is. Yeah, fee for 0 to 13 is $30. Although
0
if
to
it's
13
15 or
what?
more is 60, so I don't know if that 30 is just a one time. I mean, if it's 30 for one time for all those Sundays,
I can
why are we,
ask.
why are we paying 70? You know, having our
Why-
vendors.
I
do
don't
that.
understand why you- First of all, I don't understand why you have to pay multiple. You're going to have the farmer's market 5
I may
Sundays.
be. reading
And
this
if,
wrong.
if you buy a permit for a farmer's market, why should you buy one for an ag fair on
Right,
top of it?
right.
And
if-
where's
if
the money
you're-
going? You know,
And if you're a
I mean,
vendor for both,
Yeah,
why?
what kind of expenses
Yeah.
does the Board of Health have?
Huh?
What kind of expenses does
I
the
don't
Board of
know.
Health have?
I don't know. I'm just reporting on a meeting.
And the farmer's market isn't run by the town, so
No,
that's
it's not.
private, so.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I wonder if there, so there's no like exception because it's an actually town sponsored event?
It's-
no,
I have to see Joyce to follow up with something. I'll see if I can remember the ends of some of those
And it's
questions.
$70 fee per day for
That's
3
all I
hours
had.
essentially.
Are you extending that invitation, Christine, for this coming year?
I mean, if you want.
I heard it was, I heard it was your idea.
I said 2 years.
which is,
I gave her a list like this long. This has to be done.
Get moving.
Nobody's gonna care. It'll still
Nobody,
be,
yeah,
it'll
nobody
be
cares.
I mean, the nice part of it is we can have a lot more animals and a lot more. We could activities, we could give pony rides and we could. Have demonstrations going on, all kinds of different demonstrations. It's a working farm, yeah, I mean, and then still bring in the other animals, the alpacas and the bunnies and whatever else we get. The
It's
goats.
so much more easily visible
Yeah,
than this is so divided up. Things are
Right.
around the
Yeah.
corner that you don't
Hard.
know. are
right,
there.
that's what I
It's
liked
hard.
about the town green.
It was
that
all there.
It was all
It
there,
was
you
right
could see
there.
the whole thing.
That's why it's hard to bring the big truck here. There's
Oh.
not room for it.
Well, yeah, we have multiple tractors that we can maybe even give like hay rides around the farm with the tractor and. Like you could be more
Yeah,
hands-on, more fun for the kids.
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
definitely.
But, you know,
But-
obviously you
but we
gotta see if
wanna-
it would work.
It just happened.
Right.
I'll keep working.
I can ask about the liability insurance.
Yeah.
So 1-day liability insurance for an off-site, off-town property.
And I mean, I have,
It would still be a town event too if we sponsor. it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I mean, I have plenty of liability insurance on the farm anyways, cause it's a business and
mhm.
so it's,
But you still want
we
to.
still wanna-
Right,
still
Insurance
wanna
agent
protect
where you
you.
would have
right,
a huge
It is-
number of people on time.
right.
Just 'cause
I was
there's
thinking
too
police
many
night out, but that's always on
And
That's
deep
on
in the
the school
pockets.
that's on the school property, which is a town.
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, we've always done
It's
it at
everywhere
town
after the
property.
town.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
we had to
Okay.
acquire.
Okay.
I can ask that part about the liability insurance and see.
Yeah,
Okay.
and, if there's any restrictions on us sponsoring an event
Mm-hmm.
on private.
Right.
Because I think it would really amp it up,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun.
yeah.
The only thing we probably need to, just thinking about bathroom facilities. Should
I
we-
have a bathroom in the barn.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
but that
wanna
will-
get porta
that-
potties.
Yeah, that would not be enough.
Well, we could get a couple of
Yeah.
porta potties if we needed to.
We have a budget.
Yeah, as long as we have a budget.
Yeah.
And we need a little new signage. We need our
I was
new-
gonna say advertising would be the other thing to get the word out where it
Because
is,
it's
because
harder
I'm
to
off
find.
the beaten path a little bit.
Yes.
But if you know, everybody's got a GPS these days.
Right.
That's true.
They do,
That's
You
true.
but we
Right.
have to get the
We
word.
just have
out.
to get the word out.
Right.
And that's always been difficult. I
It
mean, I don't
is.
know-
It
I don't know
is.
why.
I don't either.
It's a universal problem because we have no one
Newspaper.
source of.
Right, there's no
information.
Kingston Reporter anymore.
The only way I advertise for the Grays Beach events is to put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
And we do.
the
that.
recreation
Yeah, you know, I
department,
saw that,
does
yeah,
their
and the rec-
blast.
Does the
Yeah.
In the
blast,
library, I'm sure we could get it. So
put it on the sign.
Yeah, I mean, we tap
Yeah.
into every agency.
Yeah.
We have it at the highway or at the transfer station.
Mhm, mhm.
Did we ever get it at the fire station?
Not in the
No,
last
but
couple of
that- yeah.
years, but I now know the woman who's the administrative assistant, there,
Mm.
so
Mhm.
That should help.
I'm hoping, yeah.
Oh, they have extra money since they're charging $5 to burn everything. I wonder how many other towns? They're charging
Yes.
for permits to burn.
Your old permit isn't any good? It isn't so
No,
good?
It has to renew every
Yeah.
year.
Even farms have to apply.
You have to get it burned from them.
And they're charging them
$5 every time you want to burn.
Cheaper.
every time?
Every time.
Run it through the
It's not
chip.
just over, well, I should. Well, you have to get a permit.
Yes. Which was always free. And then you just called up and said, I want to burn today.
Right.
And
So it's
I can't say
$5 per burn?
No.
I'm not sure about
I'm
that.
not sure about
Yeah,
that.
but you do have
Okay.
to call in and say you're gonna burn it. Yeah.
But you always have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah,
was,
once we get the legal
Yeah.
situation clarified, then, we can take a look at the property and see what you have in mind for
Mhm.
various, where you put the food, where you put the animals. and so on.
and if you wanted me to mention, think about that, because I'll be thinking about the February help for you. You want me to put some kind of blurb in there.
Absolutely.
And it usually is in July,
September.
September.
We have to
Yeah.
work around the Big E
Okay.
and the Patriots. And,
And my horse show schedule.
and our horse shows. Yeah,
Okay. And the start of school.
Yeah, so it's,
I got it.
it's never quite the same Sunday.
Okay.
Consider all the factors that will impact
Sure.
attendance,
Yeah.
either by the vendors or by the public.
And we've never had a rain day.
No.
No,
Jinx us.
we just had 2
It was
years ago.
close
we
2
had
years
it
ago.
really early, but.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was when it came in the
Yeah.
afternoning.
Yeah, we
According,
just
we were
getting
closing the
packed
door.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we were all pretty much wet to the skin.
And I mean, we have the indoor arena, so
Mhm.
if it rains, we could have a plan B where we move everybody
Oh,
inside to the arena. It limits some of the
Outdoor.
demos and the stuff that we
Yeah.
could
That would
do
get
at the
small
same
quick.
time.
Yeah.
But it would at least get everybody in, so you wouldn't
60
have to
feet by 100
cancel.
feet gets small really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think the musical entertainment is interested in coming back.
Oh, good.
Good.
They were good. Yeah,
Yes.
they really were.
We got the giant tent too.
Oh, yeah, we do. We have a big tent we could put up.
Sounding better all the time.
Sounds great.
If you can get the logistics worked out.
Hmm.
Well, we start now,
Yeah.
then. If there's any hurdles, maybe.
Almost 6
put it
minutes.
in place in
Yeah.
time. Cause I usually like to send out to the vendors late June, early July. And I consider everybody who attends a vendor, whether they're selling or not, because we have the library come, we have a recycling committee, we have cons come, we have town departments that come too, because we want them to emphasize what they're doing to help with agriculture. I wish we had more farmers, but we don't.
Oh, there was one more question that came up with the, barn inspections. A property owner wanted to have a pig. And I said, well, this has been my experience in the past. 30 years. No,
No.
no, there is, I said, twice,
They're prohibited.
it went through zoning. I said, it's not me. Zoning, but twice the town said, no, you can't, and one. One was a property on Ring Road and another was a property on 106. I said, but
Is that
let
the
me
one
check
you
again.
inspected?
Let me
You
check
inspected
again and
one?
make sure that, and we have a new building
Didn't do
commissioner.
pigs.
You
which
didn't?
It
I
was
thought-
horses.
I thought you did pigs when.
No, I did horses one
We
time.
did pigs once.
Because we had pigs like in an old pool or something.
Oh, there was
Yeah,
pigs in the
yeah.
pool on 106.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was.
Pigs in a pool.
Well,
Like
the pool
in
didn't have
someone's
water
pool.
in
Didn't have
it.
water.
I got that, but like in
You're
the,
right,
in
I
ground
forgot
pool.
about that.
You know, like a walk-in rectangle.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they had.
In ground,
In
All
ground.
cement, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and that's where they raised it.
They had the pigs in there.
but they had to go. So anyway, I checked with the new building
interesting.
commissioner
Forgot
about
about
it. And he confirmed and concurred. Nope,
Yeah, the zoning prohibits it.
nope,
Do we
not in
no-
Kingston.
We no longer have building inspector.
We do.
But he's a commissioner.
Yeah.
He's-
He
he's-
replaced Jason
Yeah, Jason's
Oh,
gone.
Jason's doing.
Yeah, Jason went back to Plymouth.
for a much nicer job
Mhm,
and higher salary.
mhm,
No,
Yeah. Anyway, I got it in writing and I shared it with animal control and Joyce. Just because he also gave me which I had, but I just wanted it all confirmed. He gave me the zoning bylaw references. So there,
That's
and I
kinda
let the property owner that was interested in doing that know.
That's kind of too bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I could
Yes.
see needing acreage, but
Have you ever?
It's been on the books a
lived
long
near
time. That's
pig?
30 years for me.
yeah, actually, my neighbor
Wow.
used to have them in
Yeah.
Marshall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had them one year and my mother
We
said.
did it,
"Get them out."
But you must have done it quietly.
His pigs
You
would get
didn't,
loose
you
and
didn't
end
go
up in my
ask for,
yard.
you didn't have zoning.
And
No,
then
we
they
were-
rip up the
Yeah.
gardens and.
I didn't start it, so.
And nobody complained.
true,
That's
but
the other
did-
thing that triggers zoning
Oh,
or
yeah.
somebody to come in and who's
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah. We did it with Dana. Dana, myself, and.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, you had pigs?
Yeah, we had it with Dana's house down in that little.
Yeah.
And actually, my neighbor years ago raised a little tiny residential property. Nobody ever complained. There was
See
never-
that, so
They
it doesn't
would-
go
They
They
anywhere.
would today.
Oh, yes, they
In
would.
fact, this is the interesting thing. You take him to slaughter, he'd put the trailer down. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to get pigs on a trailer.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
He just would get up at the head of the trailer, whistle, and they'd come right in.
Are you kidding?
No, they were like pets.
Wow.
They were beautiful
Yeah, they have a
animals.
mind of their own.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're smart.
And he even said, well, I don't know if the new commissioner said it, but I remember Paul Armstrong said it to me. Like potbelly pigs that are pets.
They're still.
no kidding. I was gonna
That's
ask
right.
you that.
Yeah,
Even if it was
They
a
are,
pet pig.
they carry all the same diseases. There's,
Oh.
he said, no,
Is
it
there-
would have to be a,
House pig.
no, I
No,
want to say
that's
comfort, but
comfort animal.
it's not.
Therapy
like
animal.
therapy, yeah,
They're-
yeah. If there, and there may be such a thing, who, I mean,
Who are
anyway.
we to say?
That's right.
But is it? I wonder what triggered, the no pig thing. Is
I
it
don't know.
Diseases, or is it noise? Is it
It-
odor, or?
I bet it's,
Yeah. You really gotta keep up.
Yeah, if you keep on top of it, it's true of anything.
yeah.
Well, they're just dirty little animals. They love
It was, in this
They're not
particular
really-
case, it was a
They're
good thing the
Really
answer.
Really dirty little animals.
They-
Really.
They put the mud on for sunscreen, right?
We always fed them garbage. I mean, that's what pork meat is. It's basically made up of garbage.
now it has to be boiled.
It has to be boiled, yeah.
It has to be boiled.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Just take
there's
it from the
a
house.
distinction though between if it's your own pig on your
Yes.
own property and you're gonna keep it for yourself
Right.
Okay,
But if
versus
you're
commercial.
versus anything else, then it has to go
Has
through
to be
the,
royal.
yep.
Okay,
Should we try to
ours
fix
has
it?
got whatever we
Can I
want.
fix it?
And then they're advertised as green tax, as opposed to the.
Garbage bin.
Well, because they'll eat anything.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh. they will, yeah.
Tassinari's had them down behind the golf course.
Yeah, including people.
Yes.
Do you know
Never
those?
mind.
No, I don't.
Oh, really? Would they come
Down
after
the
you?
alley
Oh,
cats.
really?
Yeah,
I
I
had-
worked with a
I mean,
man.
they get the donuts from the Dunkin' Donuts they had.
Oh.
And
You know that? Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
And he said,
That'd be
two
big.
things they do with pigs when they're born. They pull their teeth with pliers, just pull them right out,
Oh,
and give them a shot of iron. And I asked him why, and he said, because you get a 300-400 pound boar or sow
So,
who's got a disposition and it's got teeth in its mouth, you're in serious trouble.
Yeah, they will eat you.
my sister had 800.
pigs?
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
remember he
gosh.
told me.
Where was that?
Obviously, she
Iowa.
did this, okay. Wasn't in Kingston.
What do you do with 800 pigs?
Oh, it was
Raises them,
awful. It was
Obviously.
second generation, two people working full-time with jobs, both college educated, and they couldn't make it. He had to sell the farm at, I think, age 50. They just couldn't make any money.
Yeah.
But he was a very successful stockbroker in Virginia. They moved to Iowa.
He was just in the wrong.
Kingston's
So
talking.
Rui, your $7 a dozen eggs are looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Very competitive.
yeah.
But I think you're gonna have to go to subscription, really.
But you know, the reason that it's not in the stores, is because the stores are getting all their eggs from the Midwest.
Yeah, and they have, you know,
You're not talking about farm fresh eggs.
Yeah.
My eggs are a day old,
Right.
you know, because I sell yesterday's eggs today.
yeah,
I
but
have-
at least they're telling people the reason the price is going up is because of the bird flu.
Yeah.
You know, if you kill off all your laying hens, you're not gonna have eggs so,
Are you
Yeah.
running out?
every day.
Every
But
day.
you're at low capacity.
Yeah, right now I'm only collecting 7, maybe 8 dozen, 7.5 dozen a day.
Oh,
When do you get your chicks, February?
You know, in March this year. I wanted them the end of February, but because I'm changing breeds.
Oh,
What are you changing to?
I'm going back to Rhode Island red.
Yeah,
I have a golden red, which is a prolific layer, but they're a real pain in the butt because they're constantly going down as if they're gonna lay an egg when you're trying to walk in it. Since I'm 80 years of age, it really becomes a hazard.
right,
You know,
yeah.
and
They
the
gotta
golden,
find you laying among the
Yeah.
hens. Huh?
the golden reds also tend to go through a molt much longer than the others. This flock I had went through a 7-week molt. I mean, that's 7 weeks where you're down at 35-40%, as opposed to 80 or 90%. You know, I can afford to do it because I'm retired from another capacity, but anybody who's in a regular farm. And the other thing people don't seem to understand, if the government comes in and wipes out your flock, there are a number of farmers who aren't gonna go back into business. Because the time it takes to raise the
To
baby
get them
chicks,
ready.
to
Yeah.
get to lay. What do you do with your potential customers?
Yeah.
You know, when my
Mm.
dad had business and he supplied restaurants and there were more stores like Victoria's and Sweetses and all of that. Yeah, well, yeah, there was no problem. But he could never have experienced the 6-week molt. But those farmers who are on the edge or a certain age, they're not going back in it.
Well, you can't blame them.
And I just talked to John Ware, tree farmer.
Yeah.
He said they are experiencing the same thing in Canada with raising the Christmas trees. The younger generation does not want to do the work. John knows when his father had Christmas trees, you gotta prove them. And
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
real pain in the butt.
It's a
You
lot
gotta
of
sit
hands
and
on
wait.
one.
10 years.
Yeah, right, and you gotta fertilize them, you gotta check them for disease, they gotta have enough water, but not too much. And it's a long time, and the younger generation just doesn't wanna put the time in.
So the $100 tree I got this year's gonna go up.
It's gonna go up.
Yeah, and that wasn't a big tree.
And like everything else, like I shouldn't say everything, so many farmers have something else going on the side. Like John Ware does that whole thing on the weekend. Can't think of the name of the farm in East Bridgewater. They tie up an entire street on 106. When they have an event, John Honstra is selling ice cream and inviting everybody to his farm to take a look at it, you know. I'm selling chicken manure, you know, which, you know, it seems like a lot and it's funny, but I tell you, I make more money selling chicken manure than I make anything else. And I have people, last year, I told you this, last year, I had a couple come from Western Connecticut to buy chicken manure. They saw it on Facebook, they saw it online, and I asked them, and they said because they wanted it bagged. Because I bag it.
Yes.
They wanted it bagged, whatever, right? You can go to a farm and shovel it in your truck.
They didn't
Yeah.
have-
They didn't have a truck.
Yeah.
They had a Highlander. Must have had a nice smell.
Smell.
Yeah.
They were out by Danbury, Connecticut. That's
Wow.
that's 30, 40 miles from the New York border, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll see if they come back really.
Yeah. But I mean, again, the thing is that the manure is very profitable.
Mm.
I mean, it's a pain in the neck, you got shovel it, you got bag it, you got tie it, you know,
Yeah.
but
It's got worse.
And it gets rid of it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't-
multi-purpose,
you don't-
yeah.
I don't
you
have
can get
to-
rid of it.
my dad had to pay to get it.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I have a containers because the grain companies won't pack the grain bags.
Yeah, so there's another purpose.
Yeah.
You're recycling, Ruby, I'm
Nice.
so proud. So this is what we talk about at these meetings.
I love it. I
It's
wish I
very-
still had my chickens.
It's very informative,
Yeah,
though,
it was.
you know, to talk to people who are
Yeah, I love
actually
it.
engaged in agriculture. This is such a small community, you know.
Right.
Can I ask, the woman who had the pretentious pig
Pickle?
pickle,
Yeah.
is she considered a farmer? Or is she
No, I
considered-
don't think she grows them. I think she.
so. I
just
went to
does
her
the
shop
canning. Did she
to
just
get
do the
more.
canning?
Yeah, I did
So,
too.
yeah, the
She
great
gave me a
pickles.
jar, and I sat on the counter for one side, opened them up, I'm hooked on them.
Yeah, I know, I got
Yeah.
a friend that needed it for a
They're very
birthday.
good.
and-
Yeah.
And I don't
So I
think
went
she
I went
grows
over there.
them.
Yeah,
No, I think she just does the preserve.
I wish she was still in Plymouth. That was a
Well,
great
she's in
location.
Pembroke,
Yeah, I went there.
which is it very far from here?
It's on Metakeesit Street.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know, 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good product.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Could she
it's
be
a
a
great
presenter? I didn't tell you pickle.
Possibly.
I think canning and all of that is like, people seem interested in that.
Are they?
Yeah. I had to research how to do it.
Mhm.
I'd rather somebody show me how to do it myself.
I did it so many years, I don't want to do it anymore.
know, right?
Joanne
All
and I
those
are
things.
still canning.
That was my
shingles.
summers as a kid.
Really?
Every year we do anywhere between 36 and 45 pint jars
Of
of
what?
what? String beans, yellow beans,
Oh.
green beans.
We did everything.
Wow.
We ate out of our
We used to do.
freezer and canned stuff, starch stuff.
We used to do a lot of other things too. String beans.
Really, we never did, we froze string beans. We never canned them. Okay. I want to check with the library too and see what they've got planning. As you know, they do have our seed library,
Mm-hmm.
but they get donated seeds. The original idea was that people would take seeds, grow things, and then reserve seeds and take them back. But we had a woman come in and do a program on saving seeds, and it's very complicated, and it's not straightforward, and we decided it was probably not something that the community would want to do. So now they just get seeds donated, like Fearing Morris, other companies, and they have them. And I don't know if you've ever seen. the
Yeah,
seed
I
library. It's
go
beautiful.
in there and get them.
Yeah,
It's really
Mike
pretty.
Lawson, when he was
Mm.
the
Mhm.
librarian, had it decorated.
Mm, it's
Beautiful.
cute,
It's very
yeah.
eye-catching.
Yeah.
And I always urge them to put out whatever books they have on gardening when they bring that out in the
Mhm.
spring. So it seems to be pretty popular.
Yeah,
But I'll check with them and see if they have any
yeah, they might have something coming.
agriculture.
It's
I-
it's the A group, it's
Well,
Beth.
It's, you know what? It's a new phone and I really haven't figured out. And it kills me because after 5 years, I know how to work my old one.
It's just
And-
that, I'm assuming it's Beth saying she's sick. She had emailed you earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Well. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I will.
A motion. I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Meeting is adjourned.